So I'm in France and I'm gonna head over to the Netherlands. This does not look good. I'm on a mission. My trip has ground to a halt here in Wendy. Hopefully see you tomorrow. If not, we will finish this journey one day, I promise. Right, off we go for part 2. So here we are guys, back on the coast. I'm determined to finish this today. It should take me about 3.5 hours. I've got a bit of pain, but who doesn't when they're walking long distances? Let's go. Look, that's all the sand that just came out of my shoe. And look, that's my insole. I need a proper insole. I need to get properly clued up if I'm going to try and do these kinds of things. What an idiot. The mantra today is slow and steady. Whatever speed we go at, we should be able to get there today. Not racing around like yesterday, trying to not do pit stops and stuff like that. I'm a little bit worried about how hot it is today. It's about 24, 25 degrees, which is 5 degrees hotter than yesterday, and I've got a much bigger bag as well. Look, decided to take my whole bag so I don't have to go back to Blankenberge to pick it up later. As you can probably tell, it's not exactly a hiking backpack. But it did me well in Greece. I think I took it 17 kilometers across Zante, didn't I? And this is 16 kilometers that I've got to do today at first, and then I've got to get back. Hopefully there'll be a bus nearby so I can get to Knokke station. There we go, we're walking up this thing called the dune pad now. So it goes over the sand dunes. Now we can see up on the horizon the port of Zeebrugge. Brusselsstraat. Oh, how I can't wait to be back in Brussels in my bed tonight. Oh dear. Here we are now in Zeebrugge. Ah, even more remarkable, this one is called London Street. Alright, let's go. Keep moving, you gotta keep moving, you gotta keep moving, boy. So Zeebrugge is probably the most industrial of the Belgian seaside resorts. It's barely even a resort really, it's more, I mean, yeah, you've got a few of these cabins, but it's more a city of trade, let's say. Like, very industrial. Got the port over there, and you get ferries and container ships mostly coming in and out. It's actually a fairly nice and quiet part of the beach if you don't mind having the port in the background. So a monument here in commemoration of St. George's Day, 23rd of April 1918. So it actually commemorates the blocking of Zeebrugge by a British naval force under the command of the Vice Admiral Roger Keyes. Also here, under close fire from the parapet, the submarine C3 filled with high explosives was driven into the pile work of the mole and blew a complete breach 150 feet long. Wowza. Over there into the sea, of course. We've got the names of the crew as well. Zeebrugge, hey? What do you think? Is it the prettiest of the resorts we've walked through? So to all of you saying back there in Ostend, why were you on a boat? You can't go on a boat, that's not walking the coast. Well, because sometimes you come across these things called rivers and you've got to cross them. That's why. Sometimes there's a bridge, sometimes there's a boat. That's how it works. Would you stay at these holiday suites? A great place for a holiday. Apparently this is the port of Antwerp, Bruges. Well, we're nowhere near Antwerp as far as I'm concerned, but maybe it falls under their jurisdiction or something, I don't know. Look, we've got this bridge, one of those ones that goes up. I've forgotten the name, I've got no energy, guys. I'm gonna wait for it to come down if it comes down, let's see. So I think I've got to go over it to get to Knokke. Don't want to walk all the way around like in Newport. Finally it's coming down after 25 minutes waiting. Look at that. Oh, about a dozen boats. One from Southampton. It's have a bit of a rest. Okay, maybe it sets us back a bit more time, but I think one of my lessons from this trip is slow and steady wins the race, or just slow and steady, that will do. I think even the tram goes across this, and it just gets diverted when it's not used. Tram lines. do get some nice little places over here in Heist. Look, you've got your La Plage and your Coconut Beach Bar. And this little stretch up ahead is, I guess, what connects Heist with Knokke. Almost the same place. The Miami Beach residence. Who knew it was here in Knokke? About 1 hour to go now, I think. Do you think I'm going to make it? Everything. Crossing the road, paying attention to not banging into other people. It feels like so much effort. Toothpaste. And a bear. Ah, yes, of course, that well-known international alliance. Brazil, Greece, Belgium, Ireland and Portugal. The annoying thing about coming here, especially during the first shoulder season, is there's so many works going on to the buildings out on the front, and you can't like have a proper calm walk. There's always some crane or truck or something making loads of noise, getting in your way, making diversions for the cyclists. You see this guy, he's got to go off the cycle lane. I know that it's got to be done, but I'm especially feeling it today because I just want to walk in a straight line. I know that the river that I'm trying to get to is just along there, about another, I don't know, 40 minutes away, something like that. But I've got to keep like going through these obstacle courses as I walk through here. And Knokke is actually quite big. I didn't realise just how big it is. It feels almost as long as Ostend, maybe even longer. I found my motto. It's inspiring me on for these last 3 or 4 kilometres, whatever I've got. The reason why I'm not walking over there is because of the sun. I want to keep out of the sun as much as possible. You might be able to tell I'm a bit burnt, even though I've layered up with cream today. I'm trying to stay in the shade of the buildings. These trucks don't make it easy. This road has gone big on a vertical tricolour. Look, you got France, Italy, Belgium, Ireland and Romania all together. So I'm going to have to suck it up now, no shade. Just keep going in the blazing sun to the Dutch border on the river. Nice houses here, wouldn't look out of place in De Haan. People are blocking the way, but whatever. Right, I think Surfers Paradise is the last like bar slash business, whatever, along the route. Yeah, there you go, there's the bar. Oh look. Netflix is filming here. Must be good. Oh, we're so near now, yet still so far. Pretty sure that crane up ahead is in the Netherlands. Let's see. So I'm coming towards the end now, at least the end of the path, and look, there are all these sculptures of rabbits. There's one here with elephants, one there of a rabbit falling over. Another one of a rabbit doing a dance. Right, I have been here before, but only as far as here. So I think what I need to do now is go where that person over there is. Come off the beaten path, head over to the beach. So this here is the Zwin Nature Park. Lovely place to go bird watching, plenty of other wildlife around as well. Nice place to cycle around as well. But of course I'm still walking. Over here, right. It's funny as I walk over the sand now, as my blisters rub against the soles of my shoes. It feels like the sand is coming through the bottom of the shoes. Right, can we make it over this? God, could you imagine me trying to do this at midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning last night if I'd carried on? It only feels most pertinent to go over to the sea and to paddle along in it. What do you think? I think it's a great idea, let's do it. Oh, that feels so much nicer. Why didn't I do it before? Right, and now we just keep on walking. Alright guys, this all feels a little unexpected. I'm pretty sure there is where I was trying to get to. The end of the road in Belgium, basically where the river comes along. But it turns out, look, it's tidal. We're right by the sea. And I'm pretty sure that up ahead is the Netherlands. In fact, you can see underneath the crane that I mentioned earlier, there's like this little building. I think I've been there for a beer before in a town called Kadzand. So we're just going to keep walking along here and see if we end up in the Netherlands, because look, it's vast, it's huge. You can just keep walking across this kind of sand flat. Let's see if we can walk to the Netherlands. I wasn't expecting this. That's why I should do my research before, but it's nice to be surprised sometimes. Look at this. So yeah, like I was saying, that point there, that is the end of the Belgian coast. But we can keep walking here. We can, can't we? Wow, we've nearly done it. We're going to cross the finish line and we're going to grab a beer in the Netherlands. I thought it was going to be me on my lonesome, sat on the beach, drinking a Stella. Whereas no, I can go up here. So look, you've got the sea here on my left. I'm walking north. On my right, you've got the Zwin Nature Park. I guess usually it's filled up with water or when the tide is high. But today I can just walk across. I mean, I knew places like this existed, but I didn't realise it existed at the Belgian-Dutch border at this river. I had no idea. Okay, yeah, look, this must be the middle of the channel because you've got quite a bit more water coming in here now. So I guess when I walk past this, I'm in the Netherlands. If that's how they define it, who knows? Yeah, so look, this here up ahead of me, I think it even is the river, look. Look how low it is. It's tiny. We can wade across that into the Netherlands. Wow. Look at this. There's nothing. Out into the sea, and here's the sea. Really wasn't expecting this. Here we go, right, this is my unofficial way of saying we're crossing into the Netherlands. We go across this, look. Barely above my ankles. Unless there's another bit up ahead as well. Oh dear, here we go. Maybe I've spoken too soon. Let's see if we can go across there as well. Right, so this part, it doesn't look too deep. Let's see if we can do it. I hope so. Those people there seem all right with their dog. I mean, we're coming into a fine line now between do we swim or wade or what? This guy seems okay. This is really weird. International border. Right, let's just go for it. Let's see what we can do. Don't worry too much. Just go. You don't want it to go up to our back. You can't do that. Right. Doing all right so far. Goes up to our bag. We're like halfway across. I think we're going to be fine. Yes, we're going up now. Maybe a bit silty. And there we go, we've done it. We've just walked through a river from Belgium into the Netherlands. Hello. And here's the confirmation I need. The Netherlands. Look, blauwevlek.nl. Provincie Zeeland, so we're in Zeeland province of the Netherlands. I had no idea this was possible. This is so cool. I'm so glad things didn't turn out the way I wanted now yesterday, because I never would have made this discovery. Sometimes you just have to adjust course. Go a little bit slower, adjust your aims, and then there'll be a little reward for you at the end. Right, a beer up there, I think. Well, cheers guys, I can confirm we are in the Netherlands. Got a Heineken. Nothing on Jupiler, but it's okay. There's people being noisy, a lot noisier than in Belgium. There's Belgium over there, by the way, where I've just walked from. You can see Zeebrugge. Guys, I was thinking of trying to go back into Belgium on public transport from this side, but looks like there's limited options, so I'm going to get going now. Try to get back over to Belgium over that way if the tide hasn't come up already. Let's see if I can get back over. I hope so. Alright, now, so the plan is to just keep walking along the beach, across the sand flat, and then down the beach until we get to that surfers paradise place we saw earlier. You'll never guess, the wind is now blowing into me. So yesterday it was blowing against me, now I'm walking the opposite direction and it's blowing against me again. This is just great. I really hope I can get home tonight. I should be able to, but this feels really slow. Right, we're going again. I think we're halfway across. I think we're going to do it. If we do this, this is huge. This gets us back to Belgium. Okay, they've made it over up there anyway, so yeah. This is good. This is good. Okay, it looks a bit steep here, but we're going to make it out. Yes. There we go. We're basically now back in Belgium. That is good. It means we're going to get home tonight if we just keep walking along here. Oh, you see all these rivets on the beach. Every time I walk on one, I feel like it shatters my ankle. It's disgusting. No idea what I've stepped in here, but it's bloody disgusting, whatever it is. Look at that. That's some kind of oil slick or something. I have no idea. Right, now arriving back on Belgian land, hopefully. Oh, what a struggle. Yes, there's the foot and cycle path, so I just go down there, walk a bit, and hopefully I can find a bus. That will take me to Knokke station, and then on from there. I can get home, finally. So this is the Belgian beer I planned to crack open when I finished. But I've made it to the Netherlands, so it seemed more appropriate to have a Heineken over there. But now I'm back on Belgian soil, and I've run out of water. That's probably the best reason. Time to crack this open. Cheers, guys. I've learnt a lot from these 2 days walking. Don't overestimate your abilities, you know. Be careful. Be safe rather than sorry, all of that kind of thing. But also open your mind a little bit. Take things a bit slower. Because when you do that, new opportunities, new things open up, like being able to walk over to the Netherlands. Who would have believed that? I'm sure some of you smart Alex in the comments will have known, but I certainly didn't, that you could walk over to the Netherlands. Guys, if you are thinking of planning your own trip across the Belgian countryside, across anywhere in Belgium in fact, you should use these knoppen. I didn't use these, I should have done, and I remember these things now. They're called knoppen, and what they are is they're different numbers, different points across the country. Each number corresponds to a node basically, and you've got to get to that one, and then you find from there how to go to the next one. And I should have planned my trip along the Belgian coast using this. That's how I ended up in a little bit of a state, let's say, over the last couple of days. Anyway, you might also be wondering, why on earth did I decide to do this? Walk 67 plus the rest. You've seen it, it took me a bit longer than that. Kilometres across the Belgian coast. And well, the reason is because I used to be a long distance runner when I was an Erasmus student back in Spain. We'd been drinking a little bit too much all year, and we decided, me and a couple of my mates there, that we wanted to do something to improve our fitness. We decided to do a half marathon in a town called Becher, and so we did it, and I loved it. I found it was a great way to have goals, to keep fit, to test myself, to go across Europe, going to different places, meeting up with friends, going running, having targets. And I did this for about 5 years. You'd find me 4 or 5 days a week pounding around the streets of Southampton, Portsmouth, Brussels, wherever I lived at the time, training for another race. And then in 2016, during one of my races, I felt a little pang. I felt like I couldn't go on. This was in Helsinki, and I was actually training for the Berlin Marathon at the time. And my Berlin Marathon time was so much slower than I had anticipated. I was really disappointed, but my target had been 3 hours for a marathon, which isn't an amazing, but isn't a bad time either. I think you'll agree if you know this sport. And I came in at 4 hours 30. I knew something was wrong. And in the weeks, months following that, my leg kept swelling up. I had problems with mobility. Anyway, I tried to find out what was going on in the UK. I moved to Belgium. I got a job opportunity in Belgium in 2017. I moved over here. I got them checking me out as well. And it took them the best part of 4 years to find out what was wrong with me. And basically I had a vein and an artery that were wrapped around each other. Not very nice. So last year in 2021 I had a fairly major operation where they gave me a stent. And I've not really been able to run during all that time. And I do miss endurance sports. I do miss it. So I wanted to test myself. I wanted to see, my last checkup, they said, oh, you're fine, you should start doing sports again. I wanted to check before I start running again. Can I even walk far? Can I do a long walk? And the answer is yes. Yes, I can walk, no worries. But I need to get back to my old ways of planning and all of this and stuff. So that was why I did this. Also, I just wanted to do something fun. Sometimes you've got to do something for the sake of it. So yeah, it's been a cool trip. Despite not succeeding with my first goal, we got there in the end. And we found out some new stuff. I learned a few things. Learned a lot about myself. Learned a lot about Belgium as well. And it's been a fun few days. So yeah, cheers for coming on this journey with me. Sorry if that was a bit deep for this channel. But it's nice to share a bit about myself sometimes. Alright guys, take care. Keep travelling wherever you are in the world. Over and out. from Knokke. I think we're coming up to the Surfers Paradise bar. Hopefully I can find a bus near here to take me home, that'd be great.